you can't be overbearing with kids. You have to let them find their own path. Maybe I should get my voice back. Their energy was so awesome to watch. Is this coming across as romantic? Because this would be like worst date ever. Once the idea came to me, I could not let it go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm so excited to be talking with Heather Hemmens today. Hi, Heather.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You bet. I'm so excited this weekend. You've got The Snow Must Go On premiering on the Hallmark Channel. That's happening on Friday, November 28th at 6, 5 Central. And I love, first of all, the play on words with the movie title. So I'm excited to hear more about that. So tell us a little bit about The Snow Must Go On.
The Snow Must Go On is a really fun high school musical gone wrong story. So I play the guidance counselor, Lilly-Anne, and my high school musical, their Christmas musical they put on every year, starts to fall apart. So I hire this kind of out of work Broadway actor to come in and direct it. Of course, there's some romantic sparks there. We're hoping he saves the day, but of course, maybe he's not exactly who he portrays himself to be. So there's a lot of twists and turns there, but it is a really funny, really exciting comedy for the whole family, and it's really great to watch what these kids do in their performances. I'm really, really proud of them for some of the musical numbers that they turned out. And Corey Cott, my co-star as well, is so fantastic and so hysterical. Everyone's going to really love his performance, and I think the Hallmark audience is going to want to see a lot more of him.
So, this isn't the first time that Hallmark has done a movie that really brings in that Broadway, that brings in a lot of the music. I've loved them. So, we can expect quite a bit of music in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. There's musical performances throughout the whole film. I don't sing. I've just played the guidance counselor, but I really enjoyed watching everyone perform on set and their energy just on the days of filming was so awesome to watch. I was thoroughly entertained. So I think when people are watching this at home, they're going to feel that same excitement that I had.
Heather may not be singing in this movie, but she did an amazing job on the Christmas cruise. So, Heather can sing, by the way.
Thank you. Well, making this film actually reignited that, musical theater kid in me and watching everyone do the performances. I kind of got that bug again. I was like, oh yeah, that was really fun. And maybe I should get my voice back
There you go.
because it's been a while. And yes, I did perform on the Hallmark Christmas Cruise, which was such a fun moment, very nerve wracking for me, not having done that in a long time. So I had to overcome my own fears.
Yeah.
And but now the possibilities are endless now that I'm back in the groove.
There you go. Well, it was fantastic. It was so fun to enjoy that variety show and see you perform up there. So, little
Thank you.
suddenly Seymour, right?
Yes, yes, it was Suddenly Seymour, a very fun, big Broadway number that Jonathan Bennett invited me to sing with him. And I was like, I don't know if I'm prepared for all that, but I'm happy that I rose to the occasion and just tried to have some fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. It was great. So, you mentioned that you play Lillian, who is a school counselor. And so, school counselors are always around to save the day. What drew you to her story and her as a character?
Well, I grew up with a lot of mentorship in my life. And so playing a guidance counselor was really interesting for me. And I tried to channel the skills that my mentor had instilled in me, which was she never told me what to do or what was the right thing to do, but she always helped me figure it out for myself. And I've been a mentor now with Big Brothers Big Sisters for over 10 years. And
Amazing.
so I've mentored a lot in my life and tried to pass that on. But this was my first time playing it on camera. And so I feel like it was a very natural transition for me. I know that you can't be overbearing with kids. You have to let them find their own path, find their own personalities. and just give them the skills to do that. So that's where I tried to have some perspective in portraying this character.
I love that. I have an education background and know how important counselors are in that school setting. So kudos to you for, really tapping into that.
Thank
You
you.
mentioned Corey Cott, who plays Isaiah. How would you describe Lily-Anne and Isaiah's first meeting?
I would say that they immediately see each other on the inside. It's definitely a meet cute. But there's all I think there's something deeper that immediately happens there, and that's just that type of chemistry that you can't predict or put into words, and they just immediately are like locked in, and that's something I really loved about portraying like this love story. But also, I feel like Corey is like that in real life. He's someone who's very deep, very locked in, and makes it so easy to tell a story like this.
You mentioned that you have high hopes for Corey going forward when it comes to the Hallmark world. So, what was it like collaborating with him?
Oh, of course. I want Corey to win everything, all the things. He's so talented, top to bottom. He can sing, he can dance, he's an incredible actor, and he's just a really, really nice guy. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but that's the materials for a Hallmark leading man,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he fits the bill with those. And he was a joy to work with. So yeah, I hope that he stays in the family.
Do you have a fun moment that you can think of working together with Corey that you could tell without giving anything away?
Absolutely. Yeah, we filmed really late this one night, and it was what was supposed to be a very romantic scene. We're sitting on this blanket, but what you can't see off camera is the blanket was very, very small, and we have the fake snow underneath it. And so the fake snow was just melting under our butts, and we were getting soaked. It was pretty cold out. And then we're supposed to like lay back and look at the stars. And we lay back and there's no blanket there because it's a small small
No.
blanket. Our heads just go smush into the snow, and we just kept laughing. We're like, is this coming across as romantic? Because this would be like worst date ever if this was real life. But it looks beautiful in the movie, and we had a great time filming it despite everything kind of falling apart. And that's just the type of experience that I had on set with Corey. Everything was fun. We were able to laugh a lot, and at the end of the day, we're making a movie, and it's a good time.
Yeah. It's always fun for us to see kind of or hear about some of those things that you guys have to, fake your way, like all of these things that happen that we don't get to see and how it literally comes across and we would never know what you guys have to deal with sometimes in these movies. So it's always fun for us to hear those stories. Without giving anything away, what kind of moment in the film do you think fans will be talking about the most in this movie?
Ooh, I think they'll be talking about. There's a moment. It's a very private moment that happens, and it's just it's at the end of one of these big performance numbers, and everything kind of settles in for a minute, and it's what's expected in a Hallmark movie, that type of magic. But I will say, I got goosebumps when I watched it because the directing, the cinematography, uh, it this moment just came to life in a way that was so much better than I think what any of us could have predicted. That Hallmark magic, and so I think everyone's gonna really enjoy. I can't give away what it is, but I'll say there's snow indoors on that scene, and so when you see that, you'll know that's what I was talking about.
So Jeff Beasley is the director of this Broadway themed story. He also directed A Carol for Two, which absolutely loved. So did that background that he had with this musical type of a movie bring a unique energy or perspective to this particular movie?
I absolutely think so. I mean, Jeff Beasley is so talented and so funny. He handled this comedy like an expert. He knows what he's doing. I learned so much from working with him, but also I was very inspired in the way that he keeps everything so fresh and new. And, we've all made a lot of Hallmark movies. And when you get on set with someone like Jeff, his enthusiasm is contagious. And the work just starts going, and you see why he does so many of these. He really, really is the heart of this film. So many of the ad-libbed jokes are Jeff's. So many of the physical comedy things that happened, were Jeff's idea. And yeah, he's just a brilliant director, and I really hope to work with him again.
So you mentioned some of the ad lib. I imagine there was some improvised moments, especially when you've got like a group of kids involved. So will we see some improvisation in the movie at all?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some of the relationships, the turns that they took were even improvised because of the direction or the comedy that Jeff gave us. So there's a character who I think is so hysterical, Principal Ott. And so you'll see my relationship with Principal Ott is mostly improvised. He and I don't really speak to each other very much, but there's some physical comedy that happens there in those first early scenes that, all of us together were kind of putting, well, what is this dynamic when Corey comes in and Principal Ott is there, and they're getting along, which is weird. And there's so many like undertones. There's a lot of undertones there that we were able to play with.
Do you have a favorite moment in the movie?
Mm. Uh,
Or
oh,
one that you just know fans are going to love?
yeah. I mean, I always love that point in the movie where you're like, are they going to break up instead of getting together? Like there's that turning point.
Yeah.
And this one was really, really fun because he deserves it. And it's that turning point where you're like, you don't know what to think of him. And she doesn't either. So my character really kind of, puts him in his place. And I thought that that was so empowering and so fun and so refreshing to not hold your tongue and like try to be the nice girl or not express, how someone made you feel. And so I really enjoyed that scene. Maybe that's not like the, expected scene for me to be enjoying, but it was really fun to play with. And I think that moment, that arc in the movie really helps bring the story together.
Can't wait to see it. And, from a counseling perspective, sometimes you just have to stand up, right? And just say what you mean. So I'm sure it's going to be fantastic to see. Is there something that you could tease about the movie without giving anything away?
Um, I always get in trouble, and I've probably already said too much that there's snow indoors. So I will leave it at that. I don't want to give away anyone's hard work, but I
No,
think
that's great.
a beautiful scene that doesn't reveal anything really. So we can look forward to that.
We'll start putting the clue together. So many Hallmark movies, and then other networks and all of that. And there's a plethora and we love them all. How does this movie stand out in the holiday lineup?
Well, it's a musical through and through. And so this has big performances. I mean, Corey Cott is a Broadway star, and he really brings that energy to this movie. And I just think that having the kids there and the kids' performances, it is thoroughly fun in a way that you don't see in every single movie. This is a film for the whole family. All ages can sit down and watch this and appreciate it and maybe relate to someone's journey on screen, from junior high, high school,
Yeah.
all the way up to the parents. I think everyone can enjoy this one.
It almost kind of sounds a little Glee-like. Got to have some Glee moments in it.
Absolutely, absolutely. The kids in this movie, they have a huge storyline. They have things that are happening in their life with their parents and between them about the High School Musical and fighting for parts. And it's really fun to watch all of the different dynamics in this movie. There is not a dull moment.
Lots of humor, it sounds like.
Yes.
All right, so if you could describe this movie in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Ooh. Um, well, fantastic and brave
Hmm.
and um, funny.
Brave is a good word to mix in with that. I like that. Now I'm really intrigued. Brave. Hmm. Okay. Let's talk. We mentioned already Hallmark Christmas Cruise, but I'm curious, what was your favorite moment about the Hallmark Christmas Cruise?
Well, I would say my favorite moment was being brave myself in the way that these kids do in the film. I had that moment on the cruise where I had to get up and sing in front of people who I've known for years, maybe, and they didn't know that I sang, and it was very scary. And once that was over with, I was like, oh, okay. I felt a big sense of relief. So yeah, that was my brave moment, and I hope that I continue challenging myself in those ways.
Yeah, I just love that whole evening and just what that whole show meant
Mm.
and all of the performances, but all of the coming together. I mean, it just really kind of brought the whole weekend together. So, and your performance was incredible. So,
Thank you.
it was wonderful. So, you've got Hallmark Christmas Experience coming up too, as well, right?
Yes, I am in Kansas City for weekend 4, which is December 18th through the 21st. And this is my favorite event of the year. It is all Hallmark. It is a huge convention, basically, with just Christmas lovers and Hallmark lovers. We do panels, we play games, we do meet and greets with the fans. It's just a really, really good time. This is the second year in a row that we're doing it, and I'm honored to be included again.
It's such a blast. I got to go to week 3 last year, and I'm going back week 1 and 3, so I'm going to miss you. But
Oh,
week 1 and 3 this year, so coming up this weekend, love it. And very different than the cruise, but equally as enjoyable, just very different. I want to go back to the cruise. We had a really funny moment at Festive Feud, speaking of games. I don't know if you guys enjoyed Festive Feud as much as we did. But we found out during one of the hilarious Festive Feud games that you've actually got this amazing business adventure outside of the Hallmark world that I'd love to hear more about. Can you tell us about this business adventure?
absolutely. Yes, the word is kind of getting out. I have created a line of period panties called California Undies, and these are luxurious, comfortable, PFAS-free underwear for women for some of our toughest days of the month. And I'm hoping that it's something that is a positive entry into people's lives the way it has been for mine. I was suffering from fibroids and started wearing period underwear to help me get through, 15-hour days filming on set. I, like any other woman, did not want to be spotting at work. We're always afraid to. No one wants that at their job site. So I started wearing period underwear as a way for extra protection, and I thought, why are they all so ugly? Why are they all granny panties? Um, and the more that I thought about it and looked for something that was a little more flattering and made me feel a little bit better about myself during this time when you feel so icky, I couldn't find it. And so I thought, I'm going to have to make it. And if I want it, then other women want it too. And I really wanted to put something on the market that I wasn't seeing. So that's California Undies. We launch on Thanksgiving at californiaundies.com. We have 8 period panties that we're launching with, and they're gorgeous. They're all under $35. They all have some lace or gorgeous, detail or pattern, and they have different levels of absorbency for wherever you are in your cycle. We have thongs for your light days or just some extra leak protection, and then we have heavier absorbency as well, which is what I would wear when I'm, working long days and worried about scurrying off to the bathroom, and everyone's looking for me. So we have a selection in there, and I really think that, for all women, young and older, who are, just wanting something more flattering or suffering from something like fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, all of these things that we deal with. I'm hoping that this is an option that everyone can appreciate.
I love that you had this need, and you're not the only one, that there are women out there all over the world. And you said, you know what, I need a solution, and I'm going to come up with a solution myself. And it's so exciting to see, what's ahead. I loved hearing about it even on the boat. What would you say, because there's others out there, so what would you say separates, and you've talked a little bit about the style, this product from everything else that's out on the market?
Absolutely. Well, there are some great options on the market for period underwear. However, I find personally that the granny panty style is just not my thing. I like cute underwear for any day of the month. And so I felt, why because I'm on my period do I have to have these like hideous panties on there? They're just really making me feel worse about myself. And so I would say what absolutely sets us apart is that this is an entire line of flattering period underwear. We're doing it different than anyone else. We've kept it at a lower price point than anyone else. And I'm just really proud of this capsule collection that we're releasing. We have so many more products coming up. We have sizes extra small through double XL. And within the next few months, I'm increasing up to 5XL. So we want this to be something that is accessible to women, accessible to maybe teens who don't want to use tampons yet, accessible to people who don't want single use products or products with PFAS chemicals in them. I really tried to cover all the bases that I would want as a consumer in this product, and I'm very proud of what we're offering.
I was just about to say, as you're explaining it, it sounds like you're covering young girls all the way up, all of the different scenarios and situations. So that's exciting to see to hear about all of the thought and effort that has went into creating this product.
Thank you. Yes, it has been a year and a half, this labor of love. But it really was something that once the idea came to me, I could not let it go. I brought my sister on board who has a fashion background, and she has helped me every step of the way. And I had this vision, and I had to see it through. Every probably maybe once in a lifetime you get struck by lightning like that.
Mhm.
And I'm a very passionate person, but it takes a lot to make me stick with something and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, because I know once I'm in, I'm all in. And
Mhm.
this was something that I couldn't leave it alone, and here we are, we're ready to launch. It feels surreal.
Well, I've been inspired today. We've talked about you getting up on the cruise and stepping out and singing the song, stepping out, making this product. Heather, it's been so much fun talking to you. What is that thing that you want to drive home to the audience right now? Why should we show up to watch your movie that's coming out this weekend? The Snow Must Go On.
Oh, everyone is going to be so full and happy the day after Thanksgiving. And I just want people to snuggle up with their families and have a laugh with us. That's what Hallmark Channel is there for. This movie delivers. It's going to be a really good time and a great kickoff to the holidays. So I'm excited for everyone to watch.
I want to remind everybody that The Snow Must Go On airs Friday. Go do your Black Friday shopping and then come home and get comfortable and sit down and watch The Snow Must Go On. It's going to be on 6/5 Central on November 28th. You can also stream it the next day on Hallmark Plus. Heather, where can everybody follow you to stay up to date on all of your projects?
Oh, my Instagram is where you can find all things Heather Hemmens and CaliforniaUndies.com. So the California Undies Instagram and the Heather Hemmens Instagram is where you can find me and reach out. Tell me what you think of the undies.
Heather, thanks so much for the chat. I'm excited to see the movie. Wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Okay, bye-bye.